welcome back to another episode of Dropkick Basement, a pro wrestling podcast where we reimagine the history of the business and kind of put our own spin on it. Mike Madden here, your leader and host. And on this particular episode, my co-host, it's a two-man show this week. Matt Geiger will not be with us. He's on self-imposed doggy duty. So it's just me and Tommy, Mr. No Gimmicks Needed, Tommy Schultz. Tommy, how are you today?
Well, Mike, in the words of the man that we will be honoring tonight, it's showtime, folks.
Right, good. So this was an assignment that I gave you. When we were thinking up episode ideas, I was like, well, we got kind of handed a little bit of a AEW smiled upon us and kind of like gives us a really good idea. So I said to Tommy, hey, do me a favor. Get some notes together. Book the end of Sting's career. From now until his announced last match, which is going to be at Revolution 2024. You've got a lot of weeks to work with. You've got a lot of storyline, departures and kind of things you can bring into this. So I am very curious, and we're going to start out hot. There's not a lot of preamble to this. We don't have to learn about Sting's career for the last 35 years. We all know it. So I'm going to let you take the reins and start setting the table for this Sting end of the career booking.
All right, so I'm going to preface this only with this. We know that at this point in Steve Borden's life and career, what he was able to do in the ring may be limited nowadays.
Yeah, sure.
So I took that into mind when booking the remainder of his AEW run, and I tied it in with what is currently happening and scheduled to happen. So we're going to start. So the last that we saw, I believe, was when Tony Khan, quote unquote, gifted Ric Flair to Sting as a.
It's a unique gift. He called it like the most unique gift anybody's gotten in pro wrestling.
Yes. So he was gifted an old man,
an old pervert
retirement gift.
To which I said, let me just kind of like preface this by saying, like, I didn't know it was Flair. I thought, like, maybe fingers crossed it could have been the Black Scorpion that came through the curtain. Sting, I'm back again. But then it was the Black Scorpion. Because it was it was Nate, and I said, meanwhile I'm watching the show with nobody at all. I was like, oh look, Tony Khan gave Sting herpes.
Yeah, that's essentially what happened.
Spectacular. So go ahead, back to what you were saying.
So Sting's been gifted a pervert, and we're gonna start with Full Gear. Because that has already been booked, that we know that this has happened, and there's, it's gonna happen. So we're gonna start here, and we're gonna work our way to Revolution, which has an anticipated date of March 3rd, I believe, of 2024.
Good.
So we start at Full Gear. November 11th, 2023. The match, Darby Allin, Sting, and Edge, Adam Copeland.
I'm going to correct you before you even get started. It's next week. It's the 15th. No, not the 15th. The 18th.
18th. Yeah, the Saturday.
Yeah.
November 18th.
Just want to get our dates down right.
Yes. November 18th. Which will have... When you're hearing this, it will have
you already
happened.
know what you're right. Yeah. You know what you've already.
So, what I am saying happened may have happened, it may have not, but at the time, it has not happened yet.
Right.
And this is what I will book happening.
Fire away, partner.
All right. Darby, Sting, and Edge, Adam Copeland. I can't stop calling him
I know,
Edge.
he's Edge.
With Ric Flair
Okay. All right.
versus Christian, Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm anticipating that this is going to be kind of a laxed rules match. I don't know. But I'm thinking that, with the history of Darby and Sting's like tag matches that they've done, they've all kind of, you know,
Yeah, there's
they've never been like standard tag team matches.
exactly like a little bit of a chaos element to him.
So, you know, you have kind of a cluster, and what happens as we get to the end is, um, as Darby Allin goes to hit Christian with the coffin drop,
Mm-hmm.
Edge spears him out of the air.
Oh no,
So Edge turns on Darby
his new
and Sting
friends,
to join
the
Christian,
Christian Coalition.
Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne.
Okay.
The four of them then proceed to beat the ever living shit out of Darby, Sting, and Flair comes in to make the stop. And then all chaos ensues. Sting and Edge concerto Ric Flair. Or not Sting.
Oh,
Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian concerto
oh
Ric
no.
Flair. He's bleeding a gusher, giving everyone hepatitis.
Oh shit.
They lay out Flair. He's pretty much dead.
Again.
And Darby and Sting can't even save him because Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne are working on them as they're down.
Yeah. Yeah.
After the concerto to Flair, Edge and Christian are working over Sting and Darby with the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolute destruction.
Bedlam.
So Edge makes the turn. He's with, the Christian crew now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's obviously not going to be the main event. We have a world title match on Full Gear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is going to be, I would say, like middle of the cardish,
Okay.
but it's going to be one of the featured matches of the show.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we work our way to Dynamite the following Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
November 21st. Edge and Christian come out together. No Nick Wayne, no Luchasaurus, and Edge cuts the promo. I told you I came here to team with my best friend one last time.
Yeah.
There's no Nick Wayne, or there's no Darby Allin. There's no Sting. Edge kind of rips into them. How dumb are you to believe that I would turn my back on my best friend
Yep.
to join the two of you?
Mm-hmm.
How dumb are you to trot that old fucking loser Ric Flair out here?
Yep.
They get the typical heel promo. We don't get a reaction. We don't get a response from Darby or Sting. They're not on the show. And, so that's just kind of setting up what's going on in the future.
Okay.
So then the next week, the foursome of Edge and Christian, Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus, they all come out. And they are kind of setting up Christian defending the TNT title against. He's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna, the the three of you, meaning Darby, Sting, and Flair,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't have your shit together at Full Gear. You didn't expect what was coming. Christian is challenging Ric Flair to a TNT title match."
Okay. All right. Great.
So, as this is happening in the ring, the lights go out.
All right.
Darby's music hits, but no one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus go up the ramp,
They do the
expecting Darby to be coming out.
yeah.
Edge and Christian are still in the ring. Sting comes down from the ceiling with the bat.
Old school.
Boom, boom, takes him out. Blah blah blah. They're all out. We still don't see Darby, but we get Sting coming back.
Okay.
No Flair, no Darby, just Sting. Sting, after he clears house, challenges Edge, Adam Copeland, to a match at Winter is Coming, the
Yes.
following Dynamite.
All right. All right.
So, that's actually 2 weeks later. So you get a week off, because, you're trying to hype up the match. You get some video packages
Absolutely.
showing everything that's going on.
Yep.
So Winter is Coming, singles match. Adam Copeland, Edge versus
and
Sting.
Okay. All right.
So you get, I would say, 10, 15 minutes into what would I would say is a service. Like I kind of said, is what you're getting at a Sting in the ring nowadays is a lot of, you're seeing more gimmick stuff.
Yeah, like a walk and brawl, and maybe you can make it like a no DQ or.
But what I want to do here is set up. I mean, this is like something that you could say is a dream match. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
You're getting Edge or Sting 1-on-1, so you want it to be like a clean, just singles match.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Edge is still in good enough shape to kind of work a serviceable match out of Sting and get get enough of a match to where you can get to like a fuck finish.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get-
Yeah, I
you
think
get
so.
the Christian, you get that whole crew out. Now, finally, you get the return of Darby. Darby comes back.
Mhm.
Darby helps clean house. The three of them are doing what they're doing. Blah 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 blah, and then it's just like a whole schmoz. It turns into a whole schmoz. But you got your 15 minutes of Edge versus Sting in a a I would say it would probably be a fairly decent singles match.
And probably
It's the dream
your
match.
TV main event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then you're still moving, you're progressing the storyline.
Right. Right.
And what I was trying to do with this is kind of not only because it would be easy to just be like, okay, Sting's retiring, let's just have him wrestle all the guys you would like to see Sting wrestle on his way out. But I was trying to keep it to like a storyline that could be hot and like still at the top of the card.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and is somewhat plausible in what they have going on right now.
What's good about it, and again, I think this works with Sting as a character anyway, is if you need so you're covering Dynamites, you're covering collisions. Anytime that Sting's not in the ring because he's in this feud, now he's a little bit distracted from talking about the end of his career. Now he's like, forget the end of the career. I have what's in front of me. I think I can, keep up with this guy who's a 12-time world heavyweight champion and his little scumbag friend and the dinosaur and the little boy who just showed up here. And you've got enough, you can get Sting fired up to a point where, and again, he's an attraction. So it's not like he's wrestling every week. So he doesn't have to have the squash match against, undercard guys or guys that could say oh, I was I was the biggest stinger in my grammar school when I was growing up as a kid. And I want to have that match with you. Like what they did with Kurt Angle at the end of his career, where it was all these guys are coming out of the woodworks to have the chance to wrestle Angle. And it's well, there's no real storyline behind it. This is a smart way to start this off, especially if there is a continuation, because it still makes storyline sense and you're utilizing Sting for the right reasons here.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. It's not hot shot Sting to a world title.
No. All right. So from that, we go to the following Dynamite Holiday Bash, which you have Edge come out with Christian. And Edge is saying, Sting, I had you at that very last moment, but you know, I didn't get my chance to put you away.
Hmm.
Blah 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 blah. Sting and Darby come out. Darby cuts the promo challenging Edge and Christian versus Darby and Sting at World's End.
Great. Perfect.
So we get to a no disqualification tornado tag team match
Hmm.
at World's End. The stipulation: if Edge and Christian win, Darby must join their stable.
Oh, no.
If Darby and Sting win, one of them gets a shot at the TNT title.
Okay.
The way this match winds up working out, Darby and Sting win, but Darby gets injured, and they sell it as not like not as if it's like a gimmick, like with the Flair, where like he gets
Yeah.
they make it look like Darby actually gets hurt in the match,
Hmm.
so it puts him out of commission, so that Sting is the only one that can
Who
claim
can
the
get the title
shot.
match? Okay. All right.
So this is going to lead to this is also something that I think that they should do instead of doing the Battle of the Belts after Collision. They make it a special Collision
Battle
Battle
of
of
the
the
Belts.
Belts.
Yes.
So at
Yes.
Collision Battle of the Belts the following Saturday, the main event, Sting versus Christian for the TNT title,
1-on-1.
1-on-1. At the end of this match, Ric Flair makes his return, causes Christian the title. Sting is now your TNT
Oh, all
champion.
right. Okay. So you are pushing Sting to a title. All right.
Yes.
All right.
But the TNT title.
It's still prestigious.
So the reason I'm doing this is now, because as we've been moving on, we get Sting in these, they're high profile matches, but they're kind of few and far between.
Mhm.
They come every few weeks, once a month or so. But on the Dynamite after this show, Sting and Ric Flair come out to cut a promo. Sting and Flair, Sting is praising Ric Flair for being along his side while he has his final run. I have my one final shot to be the true king of TNT.
Hmm.
You and I, we were on this station
We,
for years
we had the
together,
we had the
and
Clash of Champs, and then we had the last
now
Nitro match. Yeah.
now we have one final run together, and I am I am making a declaration that every Saturday night on Collision, you can see me defend this TNT title
All right.
for the rest of my career,
Oh, now, all
or
right, so
until
now,
I lose.
now we've turned it to the Sting Open Challenge.
So now it's the Sting TNT title
All right.
open challenge.
Okay. Okay.
But before this promo is over, Arn Anderson comes out.
Huh? Yeah, he still works there. Yeah.
Arn Anderson comes out and says, "Ric Flair, how fucking dare you? You join forces with our nemesis.
Our mortal enemy.
This
Yeah.
is the guy that we were trying to end his career back in the 80s, back in the 90s. And now you're going to join sides with him just because you want to have one final run in the spotlight? You can't do it yourself, so you want to tag along for the ride?"
Mm.
Well, I am vowing to put a stop to this run next week on Collision.
All right. Arn Anderson going to have the match?
No,
Oh, okay.
Arn Anderson has a dead hand. He can't do
I know,
anything.
it's-
And his son has been fired. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
got to
good, all right.
he's got to solicit outside help.
All right. All right. I like this.
All right. So Arn says, "Sting, I'm going to get some help from your past to take you down."
All right.
Now, in
Black
coming
Scorpion.
up with this idea, I did not realize how pretty much everyone Sting had feuded with in WCW no longer wrestles. So we had to go to the TNA days.
Oh, good God, yes. Yes.
So in a 3-week succession, Arn Anderson says, I have 3 people from your past that are going to take you down and take that TNT title. First, Jeff Hardy.
Okay, all right. Now,
He's going to avenge his drug-fueled loss to you.
and I hope Jeff Hardy would be like, this time I'm sober, guys.
No, he just stumbles to the ring and falls and lays down.
Ah, shit, a roll up again? Oh, damn. All right, I like this.
All right. Obviously doesn't get the job done.
He
The
can't.
next week, Arn says, this guy traded the NWA World Heavyweight title with you back and forth.
Yes.
Out comes the last outlaw.
Yes.
Double J.
Oh,
Jeff
yeah,
Jarrett.
yeah. He deserves it.
He does. Unfortunately, our man Jeff just couldn't get the job done.
By the way, I just want to just throw this in here. I think Jeff Jarrett started wrestling a year after Sting. Like in
Jeff Jarrett started wrestling in 1986.
86 and Sting started in like 85.
Yeah.
They have to have a match before the end of his career.
Yeah. And I mean, they had like legendary runs in TNA.
Yeah.
That was like one of the bigger.
And they
feuds.
wrestled in WCW. So actually, that's
Yeah.
somebody that wrestled with him in WCW.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, he was literally the only one.
Yeah.
And I was just like looking at like people that Sting had wrestled in WCW to try and like do like let's just bring him in for a one-off. I mean, none of them.
Yeah, it's
They're all done.
Vampiro?
They're all dead or dead or disabled.
Kiss Demon. You still have Kiss Demon available.
I was thinking about Vampiro, and then I saw what Vampiro looks like
I
nowadays.
think he's like
and I
crippled
was
from the
like,
waist down, that poor guy.
Yeah. All right. So Jeff Jarrett unfortunately can't get the job done.
Crap.
Last but not least of Sting's former foes from TNA, Samoa Joe.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So now we have a Sting versus Samoa Joe match. Sting, kind of gets his ass kicked during this one, but winds up.
He gets a Duke on.
He gets the Duke. He continues his TNT title reign.
All right.
Arn, furious.
Naturally.
All right.
Naturally.
He's like, you know what? I'm scrapping this idea of I'm scrapping the idea of trying to bring out people from your past. Now I'm going to bring out the future stars of this company, and they're going to take you down. And I'm going to bring out the behemoths.
Okay.
First, Big Bill.
Okay. Easy one, right?
Big dude. Now, these are going to be big heels for Sting to try and overcome. At the age of 60, you're taking out these guys that are
It's hard to
young
body slam Big Bill.
young in their prime and shit kickers, you know? So Arn's enlisting Big Bill. Sting winds up taking the dub over Big Bill.
Good.
Following week, Brody King.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And now you got like a big dude who is super physical.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that is a match that is. And now this is also not only with the first 3 matches, this is a nostalgia thing to get fans of TNA, older fans of WCW. They're, this is, something to kind of re-engage maybe lapsed fans. They see, oh my, holy shit, Sting is wrestling Jeff Jarrett.
And he's got a title? Yeah.
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 This is to now get these guys over without taking the W. They still get the rub from being in there with Sting. They're physically imposing over a guy that back in the day, would be the ultimate babyface.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, I mean, it's again, it's a nostalgia factor at
And
this
it's also,
point.
yeah, it's like you're getting like him versus, like, in a classic Sting way, him versus like similar to like the way that he was built up when he was the WCW champion, where he's
Yes,
like wrestled Vader and he's
Vader.
wrestling,
Yeah,
a
that's
maniac like
exactly what
Cactus Jack.
I'm because that Vader feud is what like got me to love Sting.
Oh yeah,
Is because
he was gonna get clobbered in the Chamber of Horror, not the Chamber of Horrors, the
the
White Castle of Fear.
yes,
Yeah, and I also remember them, like, they had matches on TV. Because they used to, on the syndicated show, WCW Worldwide, which was on like CBS in like the early '90s, like late night CBS. So I remember staying up and watching it, and they would have like every week they would have a different like King of Cable tournament match, and eventually, like, I think it came down to Sting versus Vader for the King of Cable.
yes,
And stuff like that. So like, yeah, like putting, having actually this is a nice kind of dovetail out of it. The last of the Sting's TNA and WCW opponents being Samoa Joe. That should be the type of thing like Arn Anderson's like, well, I really softened him up with a big guy. I need another big guy to take him out.
Yeah.
And you start right away with Big Bill. I also like the idea, Big Bill, Brody King. Maybe there's a little bit of a line of guys, like Arn Anderson sets up a little bit of like an office, right?
Yeah.
Backstage, and he's got a line of big guys like waiting outside. Maybe you have like
and you don't see the guy that it's actually going to be, but you see
all these guys politicking to get a chance to, like, they're like knocking on his door. They're like arguing in the hallway, like, oh, I'm bigger, I'm tougher, I'm this, I'm that, and you've got
he's got like the bounty out.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Sting,
That's
and you need to sign the contract with Arn.
That's actually a great way to phrase that, is say, like, not only is that TNT title on the line every week, but there's a bounty on his head. If you can knock him out before he gets to Evolution or Revolution, then here's a briefcase full of money.
Yeah.
Or here's cryptocurrency. I would think Arn Anderson would be like, all right, you guys like crypto. Here's crypto. So we have Brody King as the second.
And then you also, that is, like you were saying, that's like a harken back to almost like the old Vader days of his WCW title run.
Yeah, and Cactus and Abdul the Butcher, shit like that. So
now we're at February 17th, which means that we're 3 weeks away from Revolution, if my calendar adds up correctly. So the final challenger that Arn Anderson is going to wind up wheeling out.
Can I suggest Satnam Singh?
Oh,
he's the biggest of the big guys.
That would have been good, but
no, I don't want to see that guy anywhere near. He would kill Sting just walking in the ring.
It'd be like Giant Gonzalez.
He'd fall the fuck right on top of him. Scrap that. But Satnam Singh, that would be a hilarious, like, I've got the biggest
funny.
of the big guys, and then that idiot like trips over his feet, and Arn's like, all right, well, I got to find another big guy. Yeah.
So the final boss that Arn brings out is Wardlow.
Yes.
So Wardlow, I mean, he's kind of been in limbo. I know that they're currently trying to squeeze him into
rehab him
title picture.
Yeah.
But I mean, there you got 3 badass heels going after Sting. 3 big dudes that are super fucking physical and that are viable threats to the title. 1, 2, 3 young dudes that can get a huge rub from working with Sting,
even in loss, even in taking an
even
L.
in losing.
Yeah.
Because you can work he's an old dude now, so you're gonna have them have quite a bit of offense against him. It's not gonna be the Sting of old. So you're working this where these dudes are physically imposing over him,
but they better play it safe too.
He has the 40 years of knowledge to where he always outsmarts them in the end.
Yes.
He may not win with a Scorpion Deathlock, but he's got the knowledge to work it over in the end.
Yeah.
So at the end of that match, Arn is furious. He's pissed. He's throwing the thing. He comes storming down to the ring. As he goes, he's got a chair. He's going to hit Sting. Flair comes from behind, grabs the chair, puts Arn in the figure four.
Ah, okay.
This kind of ends the whole Arn
And Flair
Sting
arc.
Flair.
Yeah.
We get a nice bow tie or a nice bow on the present at the end of that. And now we're going into Dynamite, which is a week and a half out from Revolution, which Sting has already said is
This
gonna
is
be
it.
his last match.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Sting and Flair come out. They talk about what happened on Collision. Arn couldn't get the job done. So Sting is enlisting one final open challenge for Revolution, and we will find out who his opponent will be this week on Collision.
On Collision. Sting show.
Yes. So, fast forward to Collision. Sting comes out. Okay, no. This is I envisioned this like as the way that Collision opens with the promos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of promos. It's one promo. It's 3 words. It's Sting. It's showtime, folks. The
Intro, Elton
Saturday
John.
night's all right.
Yep.
Show starts with a blacked out arena.
I'm glad you cut that off, because if you had sang like 10
Yeah,
seconds
exactly.
of
I
it,
don't wanna-
copyright strikes. Elton
So-
John's people are coming after us.
So show starts. The arena's blacked out. There's no pyro or anything. Snow falls. Sting's music hits. It comes down to the ring. Cuts a promo. Things are coming to an end. I've got one more left in me. And either I lose the TNT title next week and retire, or I retire the TNT title with me.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Lights go out. Darby's music hits.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Darby says if there's any one person that should be Sting's last opponent, it's the guy that brought him into the company.
It's my favorite tag team partner of all time.
Boom.
Lex Luger.
We have
I'm shitting on your finish, but how great would it be if he was like, and that man is Lex Luger.
I'm Darby Allin. Welcome to Jackass. He rolls Lex Luger's wheelchair down a ramp into a pit of crocodiles.
Oh, yeah, just
to atone for his sins.
Just some Ico Pro that's like scattered at the end.
So this sets up, obviously, Revolution, TNT title, Sting versus Darby.
Yes.
I mean, Darby's going to have to win.
And it can be, you can throw and I would actually kind of envision them doing that regardless of however we want to book it or you want to book it side by side. But I would think that they would also do like a no disqualification, or just like the type of match we're going to have rings can't hold us. And then you're, brawling through the crowd. Darby does skateboard tricks on Sting's back and everything, throws the kitchen sink at him.
And I envision Darby comes down from the rafters.
That would be cool. Yeah.
He has the half face paint, but it's the Sting
face paint. Yeah.
And then we get it's going to be a brawl because that's what suits this match to be the best that it can be, and I think that would probably be a hell of a match
for sure.
Especially with all the crazy shit that Darby is willing to do.
And as long as Sting doesn't get hurt on his way to that match, you can just say, like, all right, this is going to be it for Sting. Like, again, kitchen sink it. Just throw everything you have at the wall and see how crazy you guys can get.
Yeah.
And make
because I also think, like, the way that I wanted to map this out was you protect him for a while and have him work every once in a while.
Hmm.
But then you have to, if you're going to make the retirement mean something, you have to have him wrestle
Have some stakes. Yeah.
every once in a while. And then if you can have him work against guys that can get something out of being in the ring with Sting,
Hmm.
that's going to make the most out of his
Yeah,
retirement.
that's
I
gonna
think that would be
pump them up.
the most fulfilling for if I were a guy who's been wrestling for 40 years to get a bunch of guys over on my way out. That
Yes.
would be like the most fulfilling way that
Right.
you would want to come to an end, and to also like, all right, this is going to be it, so I might as well go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're not putting him in. This is the other thing is like you're not putting him in the ring against guys that are like,
You're not putting him in the ring with like Omega.
yeah, it's not a left field booking, right?
Where he's gonna have to try and keep up with a fast pace,
Yeah,
like crazy work rate.
you're not
style
running.
match.
You're not going to run
Putting
Sting
him in the
ragged.
ring with guys that he can tell a story with, that he would be comfortable working with, and that you know it's not going to be bad. Let's just put it that way. It's not going to be
Absolutely
bad.
not. No. And Darby looks 100% bigger by getting that final win over Sting, reclaiming the TNT title. And then you have Darby at that point. What did he end up? He would end up being like a 3 or 4 time like TNT champion, which is kind of his legacy to begin with. Like he's he's a great character first and foremost. He's got he's got that Jeff Hardy thing where he's got a very loyal fan base of people that will wear the face makeup. So he needs a little bit of that reestablishment coming out of the Sting, because he's been paired up with Sting now for 2+ years.
Yeah.
So it's a good
essentially from the beginning.
Yeah, it's a good reset for Darby if he gets the win over Sting and is made to look, like he took a beating, but he took the best of Sting.
And then so being that, they were a team for a while, or they are like tied together for a while, I think it also harkens back to the time of Sting and Luger in WCW, where they were a team, they were friends, but then they had that feud over, I think, like the TV or US title.
Well, it was that they had a US title program. They definitely had a world title program a couple times.
Yeah.
And they kind of circled each other a lot.
And so in all of this final stuff, it's like an homage to Sting feuds of the past, or stories of the past.
And you're really only making Sting look dumb once. And that's by trusting Edge.
Correct.
It's not like, oh shit, 95 guys. And I think you practice great restraint in keeping Ric Flair away from turning on Sting.
Yes.
Because that's the easy cheat where it's like, this dumb fucking energy drink shilling motherfucker is going to come wooing out here with some like, mid-card garbage guy that is going to be like...
That's why I wanted to get him out of the way early.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was you give a month off from that, because you think when he's out there with them during that, you think he's the one that's going to turn.
Yep.
And then he gets his fucking ass kicked and he's gone for a month and a half, 2 months. And then you just have him come back and he's literally he's a manager.
Yeah.
And he does nothing more. He talks during the promos that they're cutting. And it gives a reason to get Arn back involved.
I like that.
Without Rick, there's no reason to have that. But then bringing Arn in is also an homage to going back to the Horseman days. And
my only other thing with that, I mean, if Arn, I think Arn kind of has this whole like, I don't associate with Ric Flair. I don't think that they're friends anymore. So I don't know if again, if you give him the right thing, if you say, hey, Arn, you're going to actually be on television, and Arn's up for that, then it makes sense. And you have him and Flair kind of square off against that. But if you can't convince him to do that, they just reintroduced Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
And Jake Roberts has that little bit
Yeah,
of brief
that's
history
true.
with Sting. And Jake Roberts is a heel manager, and he's got all those goofy guys that are in his stable,
Yeah.
leading up to Lance Archer. And then again, you could do this
You
with
throw him in there
with
as one of the
Archer.
guys. He was one of the guys that I thought of, but like I was just thinking of he's kind of I don't know what they're doing with
He's a bit
him,
wild.
and he's also been around for kind of forever that like no one really
He
realizes.
might have had a match with Sting in TNA.
He there's a very good chance he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Um, but like I in in those like set of three, I wanted to get like three up and coming guys more
Yeah,
so
yeah.
than like because he's kind of been around and I don't know why he's floundering, but
They just
he
don't.
is.
They don't get consistent with him, and that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
that not to kind of go off on a tangent, but this is why I would have Jake Roberts involved with this. Is the promo that Jake Roberts can cut, even with that limited. Like his voice doesn't sound right, so he's kind of like
No.
limited in that whispery talk. But like if you produce him right, like he's a good backstage segment guy. I really wish that they would be smart about it and they would just let Jake Roberts manage like crazy character. I like Lance Archer as like a wild man, Texas wild man. Like
Let it. They should do way more with that guy, but yeah,
so my comparison to Jake Roberts, I wish Jake Roberts was basically Gary Hart.
Yeah.
The way that Gary Hart had a menagerie of like psychopaths. He had Kabuki. He had Abdul the Butcher. He would have like, the Assassins as a tag team, or he'd have like, he would manage Brody, and he would come in and have some sort of sinister element to him. Jake Roberts has that sinister element to him. So I think now like he's got those guys, the Righteous, and they seem to be out of their minds. So I'm actually like, all right, well that makes sense to me. Like let's rebook Jake the Snake Roberts as Gary Hart and have him lead every like I want him to manage Abaddon. I want him to manage all of these like he can manage a woman. Archer, like, maybe he's affiliated with House of Black at one point, like, just ramp up the sinisterness. So if they were to say like, all right, if Arn won't do it, who can you get that makes sense? Mm-hmm. Jake Roberts makes sense to me if you're going to go a different direction. Jeff Jarrett and Sting should have one before this is all over. I think there should be a Jeff Jarrett and Sting match.
100%.
Absolutely 100% for sure. Even if it's on a Rampage or whatever, like book that ahead of time. That's freaking great. I like your element with Edge and Christian and keeping him in that sort of like that solar system with them and Darby and keeping that like as a main storyline feud going through 2 pay-per-view cycles because it still makes sense for that to do it. And then you're getting ready for the Sting curtain call.
You could get all of those guys. Because in this, I was thinking on the Winter is Coming. Not only do you have Sting and Edge, but you have Darby and Christian for the TNT title.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like mixed in there.
Yeah.
And like you just keep those 4 guys in that
in each other's faces and
yeah.
in each other's feuds.
It's really been what they've done so far has been very good.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I don't think that there's any chance that in reality we're going to get an Edge heel turn a month in.
Probably not.
So
if they're smart and they can like kind of read the tea leaves and be like, hey, it might be better to have him as a heel right now. But
in my opinion, and the reason again that I did that is one, I think that having Edge and Sting work is like cool as fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think that Edge always did his best work as a heel.
Yes. 100%. 100%. You don't have Sting in the Surfer Sting makeup at all?
So now we get to...
Oh, okay. All right. We've got a...
Now we get to the Dynamite after...
Epilogue. Okay.
The end of Dynamite following Revolution is going to be the celebration of Sting.
Yes.
So we have Sting. He comes down from the rafters on the thing. We're gonna Sting. He cuts his final promo in AEW. I don't think that they can get the licensing to the old Sting music. However, Darby Allin is going to come out dressed as Surfer Sting.
And that's going to be his new gimmick. He's going to be
No.
Surfer Darby Allin.
So this is going to be like a cel. So this is a celebration.
Awesome.
This is going to be a celebration of Sting.
Okay. All right.
Darby comes out. He's dressed as Surfer Sting. We have Muda come out. He's Tomato Face Sting.
Okay. All right.
We have Kurt Angle come out.
Oh.
He's got the Joker Sting.
He's Joker. Paint. Okay. All right.
We wheel out Lex Luger. He's just
Lex Luger. Yeah. He can just a little bit of eye makeup. He can be Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Blade Runner Sting.
Yeah.
Or Rock or whatever the fuck he was when he was the Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Okay.
But you bring out the guys that are not under WWE contract.
AEW. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can get as a one night
off, and we have like the celebration of Sting. Everyone is, I mean, it's almost 40 years. That he's been active in wrestling, which is fucking crazy.
It's without too many periods where he was gone. So it's not like he was like Goldberg, who was gone for like 10 years and then came back.
Yeah.
Right? Like he maybe at most he took like 3 or 4 years off.
And I think it was like due to injury.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy also, like, from what I understand, and this is where it's probably tough. Like I envision you kind of like make a deal with Sting and his, doctors and his surgeons, because he's had like spinal stenosis for like 20 years. So you make a deal with him and you'd be like, listen, we're not going to do anything really outrageous with him. Because I think it takes him like 3 hours to like warm up.
Oh, really?
Before he goes out for a particular match. So like there's a lot that go into it. But if you can say like he'll never do this again. Yeah. So we cool with like putting him through the ringer for 6 weeks, and they'd probably say, sure, let's do this. We'll put him in a hyperbaric chamber after.
And now, I mean,
after this is all over,
the reality of any of this happening is, aside from probably the Darby match, is probably slim to none.
Yeah.
But this is, I think it would be a good story to tell on his way out.
I think so. Yeah. I think it would be cool. The only thing I would change is I would have him, let Darby be the brooding entity and just have Sting wrestle last match as Surfer Sting.
He can't. The hair.
You can dye your hair.
Yeah, but he can't get a flat top. He's losing it. He's really got that slick back comb going.
That's true.
As a man who's follically challenged myself.
Well, not a lot of us have. We don't really have. I don't have a lot in the. And I'll speak for our third partner too.
I can tell when someone is covering up that spot.
All right. Well, fair play. Maybe there's a little.
And I don't
have to
think
be a little
that
conceit.
I would also say that I don't know that he's willing to go play as a skins.
Oh, a top, no top guy.
No top. Oh, guy.
Yeah, that's a good. That's also a good point. There was no top for.
He's got multiple shirts on.
Every match. And I think there's probably like a lot of like tape and shit like keeping everything in place.
Yeah, there might be a few spanks going on.
But this is all good. I think this is, again, it's always a good exercise to kind of say like, and we don't do this all that often on the show because we don't tackle a lot of, like, we don't read the news of there's enough British fucking assholes on, and no offense to these British assholes that are on YouTube your cultaholics and your what cultures. Now I'm going after you guys because stop with the fucking 4 times a day with your YouTube videos that are talking about the same shit that, you know, Meltzer or Alvarez or Sean Ross Sapp put on their fucking websites and in Twitter like all fucking day the day before, and you're like, we've got breaking news. It's not. It's broken by somebody else. You're just fucking reading it in a different accent. That's my rant. That's why we don't do modern wrestling all that often. We still watch the product, so we have a knowledge of what's going on. It just makes sense. We're the guys that cover the old, the old way of looking at pro wrestling and putting our spin on it. And I think like booking of the end of Real Estate Steve's career.
A true, like, I know that, it's a moniker as the icon, but I mean, truly,
he's earned it.
I mean, he spanned 4 decades and actually 5. And he has, he's been everywhere, literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Done everything you can do in wrestling.
Memphis, and UWF, NWA, WCW for a long, long time. He was in the Wolfpack, TNA, NWA TNA, then TNA, then Impact, then WWF for a little while.
Had a WrestleMania.
Had a terrible WrestleMania match, and then has been an AEW guy for, the better part of 3 years now.
And I really think that the negative spin that would have been put on the end of his career with that WWE run has been completely revitalized.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
With this last AEW run. And that's why I wanted to try and have him go out on top and really showing why he is one of the true legends of the business.
For anybody currently criticizing Tony Khan, whether it's in an American, Australian, British, Colombian accent, wherever you're criticizing Tony Khan from, the one thing that he's done right is he has done an incredible job booking Sting from the time that he came in as a special attraction and as a guy. Yeah, some of the matches are a little bit sloppy, and sometimes you say like maybe Sting could just stand on the outside or cut the promo for this and then have Darby go out and do his thing. But when they've used Sting and when they've had Sting in important situations, they make Sting look like one of the most important guys in their company. And that's what you should do with your special attractions. Let them be special. Let them be their character. Don't deviate from them. Don't have Sting be the guy that turns on Darby. God forbid. That is an idea that any fucking... Sting should have always been a babyface in his career. And other than a couple little like stumbling blocks, was pretty much a babyface his whole run. So that's the way that you carry on with Sting, and Tony Khan's been very, and if Sting has something to do with the storylines and knows how to protect himself, good for him. They haven't made him look foolish. They haven't had like 3 million people turn on him like they did in WCW, where he looks like the biggest goof in the world. So yeah, that's, there's a lot to be said for, the way they've protected him thus far. And I just hope over the course of the next 3 months, 4 months that, things hold up. He doesn't get hurt, knock on wood, and he's able to have that match and get Darby to a place where it really makes Darby look like a star.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's certainly on his way to do so.
Yeah.
And a win over Sting in his last match, which I can't imagine it going any other way.
Mm-hmm.
Would be the icing on the cake.
Definitely. Or the makeup on the cake. The pancake makeup on the cake. Anyway, dig in for that one.
I also really wish we never got Joker's thing. I hated that
It's stupid.
so much.
Yeah. Yeah. A million other people could have done, like, you could have had somebody with face paint come in as the Joker and torment Sting, because Sting is kind of like Batman in certain ways. But no, we're going to put Joker Sting out there, and he's cutting promos with crows. Oh, bad. It was Russo. Remember, it was Russo. But that's it. Great job. Great job setting the table. If anybody's listening to this that wants to write down, all of Tommy's bullet points, and then, week by week as their bookings thing, check off if Tommy got anything right.
If I got any of this right, I would be.
You're a genius,
surprised.
Yeah. I think part of this is it's gonna happen.
If I get any of this right, Tony, give me a call.
Some similar people. There's ways that you can get a meeting with them.
Give me a call. I can write. I come on the cheap.
That's it. Excellent job. So that'll wrap it up for the Sting booking the end of Sting's career. We'll be back. We're getting into now the end of the year, so I think it's almost time to do. We'll stay tuned for future episodes to let you know what we're cooking up for the end of the year. But I think we have to put our thinking caps on soon. So I'll leave it at that, and follow us on X at Dkick Basement on X/Twitter for all of your updates and all of your feel free to shout at us and defend the English guys who read news on their YouTube pages. Adam Pacitti. Did I want to slap him? Anyway, that's it for us. For Tommy, this is Mike. We hope you have a great night, and we will see you in the ring.